What's up, y'all? It's been a minute, but I've been going through some things. You know what I'm saying? Starting to learn a lot of things every day. Learning more and more. And I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? So, as today is Sunday, and so I want to speak on a topic that I usually don't or never would ever speak on. But I find that it's very important for me to go ahead and speak on it because it done changed my whole perspective on life as I know it. It got me thinking about other things. Got me feeling collected. I feel collected, and I feel good, honestly. So today I'm going to go ahead and talk about religion. God, I really don't like talking about religion, and I realized I never did like talking about religion due to the fact it's not because of all the debate on with religion. It's not really about let's just say the reason why I didn't really like talking about religion, it ended up being the fact that I didn't know what I was, or like I always wanted to put a label on it, and the stereotype on every religion kind of like tossed me away from it. And plus, I really don't feel like debating with people about religion. But as of now, I'm just gonna have to, I'm gonna tell you my perspective on it. And this is not, take this shit with a grain of salt. You feel me? Like, this is just me and how I see the world as of today. And I feel like it's very beneficial, especially to my own success. So to start off, I was raised up a Christian Baptist, you know what I mean? Woo. The old school churches, with the the bands playing in the background, the soul singing, the hallelujahs, the soul stompings, the catching the Holy Ghost, when the pastor be like, you'll go down, and going up to Jesus, and other times with pastors, they speak to you. Music sometimes, it be so like slow and so you can feel it in your soul. I was raised up on that. And there was a time when I dropped my religion. I was just like, you know what, I'm done with this. Like, this is not where it's supposed to be. This is not who I this. If I'm feeling this low, why isn't God here to help me? And that's just what I thought. And I was just like, I'm done. And so that's when I became atheist, tried that. I went to deist, tried that. It was not up to recently. I was just like, hey yo, forget these labels. Like that's what labels is the thing that really holds people back on all spectrum of this earth. I mean, people just can't like what they like, or people just can't do what they do without having a label tagged on to a barcode. Nah. So, but as growing up Christian, I I have these morals. I have these these good morals. I don't know whether I was born with them or it was the religion itself that installed them into me. I have them. Do right unto others. You do to yourself. Don't steal, adultery. Don't kill nobody. That type of stuff. But I know for a fact, deep down, you don't need a religion to tell you not to do stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to do shit like that. Oh, you're cursing and sin and talking about God. Oh, no! How can you do it? How can you do it? Words is nothing. It's just a word. People put labels on these words. People put these emotions behind these words. It's the emotions behind the words that makes these words meaningful. And you know this. It's just words. If you sit there and honestly just sit there and think, like, why is this such a cuss word? Why is this such a taboo word? It's just a word. If I was speaking another language, you wouldn't even know the difference. Right. But anyway, I digress. Okay, but I was saying, you don't need a religion to have these morals. Like, you should not need. You don't need a religion to tell you how to be a good person. You just usually just be a good person. Of course, you might need to be taught, but I mean, you know what's right and wrong. You don't have to just like to beat up on a little person. I mean, why? It made no sense. But as I continue to talk, so religion to me is, let's say, like, I am God. Not me, but I am God. My thoughts are, it's God. You know what I'm saying? So let me try to explain this the best way I can. You know those moments where you have those sense of enlightenment, those moments where everything is just clicking, everything's working. You got a new job, you're getting paid, you got a check in the mail. I mean, like, you meeting new people, to help benefit you. I mean, everything is just going good. That's God. That ain't nothing but God. Because your life is going right. God knows all, right? God puts you where you need to be, right? And that's true. And where you want to be, where you need to be, is all in your hand. So I want to be, let's see if me deep down, okay, I don't know what I want to be in life. Honestly, I just don't. It's just not really, not really working. I don't know. I'll find out eventually. But I know what I want to do is help people. I want people to become successful. I want people to build. I want people to be the best versions of themselves. Because that's what I want to be. I want to be the best version of myself. And I want to help others do the same. That's what we need in this life. In this world, we need more people to help other people, to uplift more people. Because that's our main problem. And so, with that being my dream, I've been in different type of aspects of life. I mean, I just, different thoughts, different avenues to help me do said core, my core meaning of life. I want to do music, play trumpet. So the world worked for me and got me a trumpet. I've been around different schools, met different people playing my trumpet. I was actually on the path of doing said, helping people, emotionally with my music. Then for some reason, I gave up. I was just like, I'm done with music. Like, this is not where it's supposed to be. I miss it, but I'm going back to it. Anyway, the second thing I ended up doing, I moved on and, got into fitness. I was like, oh man, love me some fitness. I love working out. I worked out doing marching bands. I'm like, this is what I do. Worked out when I was little. You know what I mean? Me and my cousins used to, like, lift weights and stuff. So I'm like, cool. All that junk tied in. I'm like, okay, now. So now what? I go to a school. Gym is beautiful. Gym always been beautiful at the schools I went to. So the tools there. At home, I got my own weights there. I watch fitness videos all the time. I learned these things. I'm pretty much in shape. I can do it. there's nothing really stopping me from like helping others through fitness. There's nothing. And it just came, it just gravitated towards me that way. I didn't like go out there and just like, you know, like I wanted it, and so it came to me. You know what I mean? It just happened that way. And that's how God works. Your thoughts create your life. Forgot where I was going with this. I'm going to edit this up a little bit. But that's how life works. God. I try. Where am I going with this? Where am I going? Religion. How I feel about it. I'm God. But okay, so yeah. But it's not me. I'm not God. God speaks through me. Because my thoughts, my doubts, my doubts, my doubts, my wishy-washy feelings, those type of feelings, those things that hold you back from your dream. Fear holds you down from your dreams. Because there's nothing stopping you. Us as humans are like perfect beings. We're very much adaptable. We can adapt to just about any situation if we allow it. We are very adaptable. People say that evolution doesn't stop. Our evolutionary track for human beings is pretty much done with. We're not changing no more. We're just not. We're not getting extra toes. I mean, nah. We're there. We got our legs. We're good. We're not gonna grow wings. We don't need it. The evolutionary track that we're going to take is in our minds. Mental evolutionary growth. How you figure? Well, it's all about survival. Charles Darwin always said that the survival of the fittest. And now it's all a mental thing, because everything we need to literally survive is like here. We can, got stores. We pretty much like livestock in this mug, honestly. So everything else is going to be extra. We don't have a problem mating or nothing. That's why we have evolved to learn how to use these arts to, express ourselves in a beautiful manner. Because that is what love is now. Before, it probably wasn't even love. It probably was just like, I want you now. You come here now. You know what I mean? So primal. But now that's over with. We're above that. We're way above that now. And it's like we as humans have the ability to, we have the potential to live in a utopia. We have the ability to live in a perfect world. We just do. We really do. Let's say we're fighting right now over religion right now. People look too deep. They think the Bible. They think the Bible. They think all these religions is like the truth. Like you read all, do all. Like this is the facts. But it's not. It's not. You have to look in between the lines. You have to see the light in between the lines of in these stories. You have to, because these books are so full of bias. They're so full of changes. This world is too big and too old for it to be pure. It just can't. And you have to look at it that way. But King James was. Do y'all know who King James was? This man was trying to literally take over the world, like slick. he was trying to breed like his like heir, but he only kept getting like daughters. He had a whole bunch of wives, and he ended up killing them all off and stuff like that. It's just the control. He wrote this book to control his empire with. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have to, the way you look at it, you have to look at it at the core. Cause these stories that's in these books have been passed down. They go across the board. You hear the same story in like Greek mythology. You hear it in Romans. You'll hear it all over the place. It will just be in a different form. And that's how it is. Like it just be a different form of the story. Noah built the arks. Moses parting seas. Like these amazing stories about these amazing people. But it's a metaphor. Cause they say they were able to do the amazing things because God spoke to them and gave them the power to do so. And that was their ambition. That was their drive. Their drive was to help. Moses was trying to get the people out of Egypt, and it was like, and then God gave him the power to do so. And so that's what essentially what it's a metaphor for us. We can be Moses. We can do amazing things. We just gotta want it. We just gotta want it. So Jesus, the man who started Christianity, and he did some amazing things for our people. So I mean, he put in some work. See, I don't think a lot of people know that Jesus, as a young boy, like around 20-ish, give or take, probably a little less than, a little younger than that. You know, he took a hiatus of the world. He went away to meditate, to learn, to, you know, practice to raise his spirit up. He did it for like 30 years, maybe even 50, give or take. I don't know. Look it up. That's what I'm doing. This is for you to look it up. I'm not here for the facts. Look it up. And he changed this world. Now, the question is, now, would you follow a man that's purely enlightened? He's clearly enlightened. He clearly knows the way. He knows the way. Like, would you follow Jesus if you knew he was just a bastard child and his mother was like a prostitute? Would you? I bet you'd think twice. I feel like a lot of things have changed. They changed a lot of things for you to be accepted into the world. I mean, you don't know for sure. You don't know the life of this man, because he was only human. It takes two pieces to make a human. He wasn't perfect, so he was human. They say he was part of God, because he was able to do such amazing things. But God is part of us all. God is inside. Jesus had 12 disciples. There's 12 zodiacs. And then there's the sun. Like the literal sun. And so the 12 disciples and the Son of God. That shit, it's not a coincidence, man. It's not. That's just how traditions change. From the stars down to the world, and our perspective, put that shit on paper. And then man change that up for their own being, for their own greed, for their own, what's the word, for their own motives, for their own motives. It's crazy, but it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. See, you can't. They say you can't know God. What? Ah! Gross. You can't know God until you know thyself. You got to know yourself before you can know God. I say this because how can you ask for something? How can you pray to God? How can you talk to God and not know where you're going? You got to find out what you want in life. You got to know who you are, and then you just got to breathe and then ask God for clarity. But you have to have a focus. You must know who you are. People pray all the time. That's why their prayers haven't been answered. Because y'all praying the wrong way. Y'all praying the wrong way. A lot of people pray. Karma, good energy is good. It's good energy. Somebody hears it. But I mean, you won't really notice it. You know, it's weird. So say you want to pray for you want to pray that world hunger is over. Somebody would end world hunger. You'd be like, oh, and pray for the African children. Please give them food. The more efficient way to do that is to do it yourself. Ask for the strength from God to give you the strength to feed the kids or the people from Africa, and watch it happen. Watch your drive. If you really want to feed them, it will happen. That's just how it works. Like you pray for the strength and the focus on your dreams to make your dreams reality. Because it's not just going to happen. It takes energy. It takes energy to change. My shoes can sit here, be untied. It's not going to just fix itself. I'm going to have to I got to exert energy to bend down and tie my shoe. And that's how the world works. It's like, people get stuck in their depressions. They're just like, oh, I'm stuck here. I'm stuck. I can't become better. Like, I can't become better. I can't. Like, I'm going to be sad forever. I'm going to be lonely forever. I'm never going to meet nobody. I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do that. Well, first off, you're selling yourself up for failure. You got to want to change. You got to exert energy to change. You got to become uncomfortable to change. You pray for change, and then you act on it. That's how you make change. Is what the core essence of religion is. To give you that strength and that motivation to do it on your own. I'll make a part 2 of this. Alright, y'all. It's long anyway.